לך נאה לשבח, כי כל בית תפילתי לשם תודה נזבח.
Hello everyone. As we continue through Chanukah, lighting the menorah becomes a bit more annoying because we add candles every night. And it begs the question, why is it that only by Chanukah do we have not one, not two, but three different ways to fulfill the mitzvah? Usually there's a basic way to fulfill a mitzvah, and then there's some that are machmir, or stringent, and some that are mekel, are lenient. All of a sudden you come to Chanukah, and you have three basic ways to fulfill the mitzvah already in the Gemara. Basic way, number one, is ner ishu veto, one candle every night. Second, called mahadrin, in which you add a candle for each member of the household. So if you say have 6 people at home, you'd have 6 candles every night. And the third way is mahadrin mina mahadrin. We paskin like Big Hillel, that you add a candle per night. So if it's the 6th night of Chanukah, it would be 6 candles versus the night before, which would be 5. How come already in the Gemara there's not 1, not 2, but 3 basic ways to fulfill the mitzvah? And I'd like to give 2 answers. Answer number 1 is general. Answer number 2 is specific to Chanukah. Answer number 1. In rabbinic commandments, this seems to be a theme. When the rabbis made any sort of a holiday, they wanted to make it clear that indeed it's not a biblical commandment. The biblical commandment was given by God. It's clear, it's coherent, and it's one way to do it. You want to be machmir, you can be machmir. You want to be mekel, you can be mekel. But quite frankly, there's one way to do it. When it comes to rabbinic holidays, they wanted to make clear it's rabbinic, and therefore different folks for different strokes. And therefore, if we take another rabbinic holiday, Purim, Purim is not celebrated in the same place in 2 cities that are pretty close to each other. In Yerushalayim, it's celebrated on the 15th of Adar, and outside Yerushalayim, it's celebrated on the 14th. So too Chanukah, different ways to fulfill the holiday. That's what happens with rabbinic holidays. But I'd like to give a second answer that's not general, but rather more specific. And that is, why did we need this miracle of the oil at all? After all, Tuma, Hutra, Betzibor, the Pnei Yehoshua says famously, there was no reason for the miracle. Since lighting the menorah is a public obligation, and everyone then was Tameh, everyone then was impure because of the war and because of other things, there was no problem, because once everyone's impure, you can light with impure oil. Why did they go out of their way to find pure oil? And when they found it, it was only a little bit. I believe the answer is that they were about to go ahead and to start the running of the Beit HaMikdash again. And you don't start on the left foot. Even though there's a heter, you try to do your very best to go ahead and to do it right. And therefore, they went out of their way to find pure oil. And thank God, God helped them. So they had enough time to produce the oil during these 8 days, so they have more for later. In other words, even though they could have done it in another way, in a way in which they would take impure oil, they dafka were mahadir. They dafka did above and beyond, because they're about to start the Beit HaMikdash working again. And I believe this is a lesson to all of us. Every Chanukah, as we add candles every night, we have to ask ourselves, are we starting on the left foot or on the right foot? Namely, you're about to do a mitzvah. You can do a mitzvah in a way in which it's acceptable. But is it impactful? Is it emotionally in any which way requiring you to add more and more of your own powers to it? I mean, you can make Kiddush by just saying the words, but you can also make Kiddush by adding a nice tune to it. You can go ahead and bench, and it takes 2-3 minutes, and do it quietly. Or you could sing the first stanza together. I believe that when we come to mitzvot, you always have to ask yourself, is it just doing the mitzvah? Or is it qualitatively actually better? And indeed, says the Maharal, they could have used much smaller wicks, and then it would have lasted. they use nice, big, fat ones in order to go ahead and to say we're not starting on the left foot. We're starting on the right foot. As we go through Chanukah and we add candles every night, I think we all have to ask ourselves about the mitzvot we do all the time. Are we doing it in the best qualitative way that we can possibly do it? And if we do so, I believe it will have an impact far beyond the holiday of Chanukah.
מה עשו שומעתי לך נאה לשבח כי כל בית תפילתי שם תודה שמח